Have you ever thought of video games as your only escape? Your me time? That one space where no one judges you, where you can feel powerful, respected, and in control? Maybe you've even said to yourself, I know I play a lot, but it's not that bad. But have you ever caught yourself thinking that maybe this isn't sustainable? Or that you're using games to avoid life rather than engage with it? Then this video is for you. My name is Phil Shea, and I'm an addictions counselor who specializes in gaming and gambling addiction. And in this video, I want to break down 10 of the biggest lies video games tell you, the ones that keep you stuck, isolated, and unsure how to move forward. If you felt trapped by your habits but don't know why, stick around. This might help you see things differently. Lie number 1. This is the only thing that makes me feel alive. When the world feels flat, boring, or overwhelming, video games come in like a storm. The color, the intensity, the clear goals, the sense of mastery. When everything else feels confusing, games make sense. But that doesn't mean they're the only way to feel alive. It just means your life might be missing that structure, that purpose, that challenge. It means games are filling a void, but they didn't create that void, and that distinction matters. Lie number 2. If I stop gaming, I'll have nothing fun left. I hear this all the time. Gaming is my only escape. If I stop, I'll just be miserable. But fun isn't zero-sum. Most of the people I work with discovered that the world used to be fun before games took over. Hobbies, art, exercise, friends, projects. They lost their flavor because nothing could compete with the instant reward cycle of gaming. It's like fast food for your dopamine system. So the idea that fun disappears when you stop gaming is a lie told by the very system that numbed your joy to begin with. Lie number 3. Gaming helps me relax. This one's tricky. Because yeah, games can distract you from stress. They can offer relief. But distraction is not the same as healing. And after the screen turns off, what you were trying to avoid is still there. Plus, now there's often guilt or shame piled on top. Gaming doesn't help you unwind. It helps you forget. And while forgetting feels like relief in the moment, it delays the real work of recovery. It doesn't lighten your load, it just pauses it. Lie number 4. I'm in control. I can stop anytime. Until you try. Until one night turns into 3. Until the sun rises and you've forgotten to eat, cancel plans, miss deadlines, and now you're annoyed at people for asking where you've been. Control isn't about how confidently you feel you could quit. It's about how often you actually do. Lie number 5. At least I'm not hurting anyone. Oh yeah, I mean, you might not be punching holes in walls or draining your bank account like some other addictions, but that doesn't mean gaming isn't hurting anyone. When you're buried in screens, you disappear from the people around you. Family, friends, relationships. They don't know how to reach you. And slowly, those ties fray. The version of you that others know and love becomes harder and harder to find, and you might even find it harder to recognize yourself. Lie number 6. Gaming is my only safe space. It might feel that way, and I want to validate that. For a lot of people, video games were the only place they felt accepted growing up. A place where you weren't judged, where skill mattered more than looks or money or popularity. A world where you could prove yourself, but if you stay there too long, it becomes a cage disguised as a sanctuary. It lets you hide, and over time, the real world starts to feel even less safe because you haven't practiced living in it. The safest place shouldn't be the one you have to run away to. It should be one you can build around you, in your community. Lie number 7. At least I'm good at this. This one cuts deep, because for many of us, games were the first place where we felt competent. Like we could achieve something, rise through the ranks, get noticed, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel skilled. But what happens when your self-worth becomes tied to your ranking, your KD ratio, your MMR? When real life feels like constant failure and gaming feels like the only place you shine, it warps how you see yourself. You're not just a gamer. You are creative, resourceful, capable. But games don't always help you transfer those skills to the rest of your life. They can become a hall of mirrors, where you feel strong inside but powerless outside. Lie number 8. Everyone games. It's normal. Yes, gaming is common. But that doesn't mean your relationship with it is healthy. The same way lots of people drink, but only some become addicted, and when companies engineer these games to keep you hooked, it's worth asking, are you playing the game or is the game playing you? Lie number 9. I just need more willpower. Willpower doesn't really work long term, not because you're weak, but because the system is designed to override your willpower. Games are built by teams of behavioral psychologists, economists, artists, and designers whose literal job is to keep you clicking, grinding, swiping, chasing. It's not a moral failing that you get stuck in them. It's a billion-dollar industry working as intended. What works instead? Boundaries, bright lines, rebuilding your life outside the screen, finding community and purpose beyond pixels. Lie number 10. Quitting will leave a hole in my life. Yeah, but that hole was already there. Games were just filling it. When you quit, it will feel empty at first, but that's not a reason to keep playing. It's an invitation to explore what was missing, to build the kind of life where you don't need to escape as often. Gaming isn't evil, but if it's become the main source of meaning, confidence, and joy in your life, it might be worth rethinking what you're really looking for. And if you want help doing that, if you want help with any of this, without judgment, without shame, I'm here. You don't need to punish yourself. You don't need to go cold turkey alone. You just need a better path, one that leads you back to who you are. I'm Phil Shea, an addictions counselor, and I thank you for taking the steps to get back on the path that you want to live. Have a great day.